This video is about how I beat every objection on sales calls for my agency before it even comes up. Every time you lose a sale, it's because you got an objection, right? If you don't have a sale, they objected in some way. So if I was able to solve the biggest 3 objections for you, what would that do for your business? Would you make more sales? I mean, I hope so, right? Well, that's what I'm about to do. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Andres. I'm 16, went from being a druggie to scaling the agency to $36,000 a month, founding a software company, leadsinger.com, and starting a GPA, growth partner agency for the dummies that I'm currently scaling to 7 figures, right? And all that in the last 5 months since I first found out what business was. Right? And just to give you some context, right now I'm sitting around a 70% close rate. Part of that's because of my team. They're just fucking awesome. They set people up so well for me. So I'm a little bit lucky in that regard, but 70% is still very, very good for the industry. So right now I'm going to show you one of the biggest factors towards that, right? So let's get right fucking into it. I'm not here to play around, right? And so sales calls objections before they even come up, how to handle them for SMMA, right? Again, you have to understand if you don't get a sale, it's because you got an objection. If I can solve those top 3, obviously you're going to make more sales, right? And that's what I've done for myself to get that closing rate, right? So the top 3 really are, I need to think about it, right? Hate that one. Everybody's always going to be a little hesitant when it's an expensive product. The price objection and then the partner objection, right? These are like the standard 3 in any service-based business, right? And so I'm going to go right into it right here. And I'm actually going to role play it for you guys and show you guys how it should sound and how I do it exactly in calls, right? So for that, I need to think about it before you pitch. So after you've gone through the questions, you found their problem, etc. Before you pitch, you just say exactly like this with this exact tonality. Now, John, before we explore all the nuts and bolts of what we actually do, is it cool if I ask you for a little favor? They're gonna be like, yeah. And you're like, awesome. Well, at the end of this call, there's really 3 things I found that could happen. You could say, hell yeah, let's do it. Or hell no, I hope I never see your face again. Or you could say, I just need to think about it. Send me more info. Maybe, kinda, maybe. But usually those are just polite ways of saying no. And I mean, I don't think this would be a problem for you. You seem like an action taker, but because I know you're busy and I'm busy, could you do me that small favor of at the end of this call, just give me a hell yes, let's do it, or a hell no, get away from me. That way we both save a little time. Would that be fun? Almost every time they'll say yes if you use that exact soft tonality and don't trigger sales resistance, right? This works because number 1, you're just asking them for a favor. You're saying it very kindly, very nice. It doesn't seem like a huge thing to ask. And number 2, you make them self-identify, right? So you're like, you seem like an action taker, right? And in their head, they're like, okay, action taker is a good thing. So I need to be an action taker. I can't procrastinate, right? It's like if you tell somebody in a conversation, you seem really nice, so I don't think this will be a problem for you. Now they're not going to do anything mean to you, right? Because they like you. You're helping them self-identify with a good trait, right? So you tell them you seem like an action taker. This probably won't be a problem for you. Then at the end of the call, they're going to be like, no, I need to think about it. Probably not, because they already told you all this stuff, right? So that's number 1. Now for the price objection, and just to go back on that a second, just to show you guys it's not BS and it actually works. First of all, I used it for my own agency to scale to $36,000 a month. And Hunter Saroy, which scaled to 750 clients in the chiropractic niche and sold his agency for multi-7 figures. He actually talks about, he does this in every single sales call, right? So it's super legit. If you want to check him out, he's also a G, so check him out. And yeah, that's legit. And price objection, right? I never get the price objection. Here's why. Before I talk about my solution, right? So the pitch is telling them the price and the solution, right? So the first part's the price, second part's solution. So tell them the price first, but before you say the price, right? You're like, look, I want to be super upfront with you, John. So I'll tell you now, the price is $10,000 for 6 months. Now, obviously I haven't gone over yet what we actually do, but if I told you we could maybe help you get rid of those bad leads and only get those better leads and maybe help that conversion process so that you can make more sales and really get you to that $50K a month. And by the end of this call, you really did believe that was true and you really did believe I could do that for you. Would that price of $10,000 make sense? Right? And here, anybody who's disqualified, you'll get them out of the mix, right? Because anybody who's qualified, who answers this question is obviously going to say, yeah, that's fair. If you get me to $50K a month and solve all these problems, obviously $10,000 would make sense. That'd be fair, right? Now, if they don't even have $10,000 and they're not qualified, they'll be like, oh, that's a ton of money, right? But if you say it in the right tonality, in this soft tonality, this nice way, and it's very calm, if they have the money and you say this, and they truly do have that problem and you diagnose that earlier on in the call, they'll be like, yeah, that'd be fair, right? And now you just continue with your pitch. And then from there, I mean, how are they going to tell you at the end of the call this is too expensive? They won't, because they already agreed here that would make sense, right? So next up, partner objection, right? It's a similar thing, right? So this is earlier on in the call, way before the pitch, right? You should just be like, now, can you walk me through, John, what does the decision-making process look like within your business for making decisions about potentially scaling, right? And here they might be like, oh, I mean, if it sounds good, I'll just do it, I guess, right? Or they might straight up just be like, oh, I have to talk with my wife, I have to talk with my business partner, blah, blah, blah. And if they tell you something like that, then you just be like, oh, okay, John, that makes sense. What I can do for you, because to be honest, I think this call would frankly be a little bit of a waste of time without having them on the call, right? Because if I give you an hour of information, then you have to try to relay it to them in a couple of minutes and have them make a decision. It's not really fair to them, right? So if you think it would make more sense, we could book a second call here later on this week where you think both of you guys could be free. And then from there, I could really break down what we do, find out more about you. And then from there, we could see if it even makes sense, right? But if they tell you, oh, if it sounds good, I just do it, right? Then you would say this, oh, okay, I was just checking because I know some people won't do anything without their partner. And so then this chat might have been a bit pointless, right? And then you ask whatever question you want. But from here, if you say that and they forgot to tell you up here that they need to talk to their wife or business partner or whatever, then right here, they'll admit it, right? Because you're like, some people won't do anything without their partner. And so then this chat might be a bit of a waste of time. Then they'll be like, oh, actually, I have a partner. Yeah, so maybe we should bring them on the call, right? So right here, again, just want to get straight into it, make this quick video. It just really came to my mind. So these are how to handle the top 3 objections, how to pre-frame them so you never even have to deal with them, right? I'll link this Google Doc in the description, so check it out if you'd like. I hope that was very transparent. I hope you guys like that. If you have any questions, like always, hit me up on Instagram. Send me a message at Andres Contreras official, right? I won't respond because I don't have Instagram downloaded, but it'd still be pretty cool, right? So, but besides that, have a blessed day, boys. Keep on grinding, keep on doing good.